Call to order the Historic District Review Board regular meeting. Today is October 17th, 2023. So, roll call.
Herb Tom.
Present.
Herb Tom.
Patricia James.
Kathy Glasser. We have a quorum. We stand for the invocation and pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do we have any public comments? Nope, okay. Has everyone had a chance to review the old agenda and minutes, and is there an approval?
I'll make a motion they be approved.
I did see an error in the minutes. There was a section wherein it said Herb abstained, but he wasn't here. So,
Do you have
it was in the summary, yeah, it's like the last page. Find.
First page says I wasn't here.
Yeah, but the second page, when it, yeah, the printed,
Please speak
right.
into your microphones. They're not able to hear you.
Can you turn them up a little bit, because they are pretty close? Oh,
Well, I can hear that, but you have to speak into
Right
it when
here.
you're talking. I can't hear.
Right before new business. The motion was approved of a majority of vote, but Vice Chair Tom recused himself. You were not here.
So, if Herb wasn't here, then
Nobody did.
nobody, so just drop it.
Yeah, just, okay.
Okay.
Okay, I make a motion they be accepted with that.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Minutes are approved. Unfinished business, we have none. New business, applications for certificates of appropriateness. Fence installations, there are none. Modifications to approved certificates of appropriateness. There was a modification of fence material for 538 Monroe Avenue. They chose to go to wood instead of vinyl. Do we have to approve that?
You do.
Any,
Yes.
Did you need any more information or anything on this?
Is there someone here?
There is. Did you want to speak with them before? Did you want the staff report first, like I normally
Yeah,
do?
Do the staff report.
Okay, thank you. This is for 538 Monroe Avenue. You first saw this application on 11/16/2022 for Sam and Julie Jones. They came before you for a vinyl fence along the alley, and now they would like to modify that to install a 6-foot wooden privacy fence along the back and sides of the property. And also, they would like to request for a 6-month extension to the previously approved certificate of appropriateness for the construction of an accessory structure, which was also approved on that 11/16/22 extension. And as you will see, you can see the type of, if you turn to page 2, you can see the existing photos and the proposed fencing. And that's where we are here today, and Mr. Jones is here if you'd like to speak with him. So basically, you're just approving,
Well,
the modification from the vinyl fencing to the wood fencing.
Okay, well, this new fence is going to go on the back of the property, is that right?
Yes, sir.
So it's not really replacement, but it's a removal of the old fence and an installation of a brand-new 6-foot plywood lumber wall-type fence that, you know, is not
trying to
very
get
historic in appearance compared to what we used to, what is currently still there. So that's one of the concerns. The other is, I just want to make sure that the sides, which according to, 9.2, have to be 4 feet high. Those are only going to be the side, the sides are going to be only 4 feet, not 6 feet. Is that right?
Well, it's only going up to, he's doing the 6 foot up to the amount where he can go per the zoning ordinance. He knows that. And he's here to answer any questions about what will be removed. Mr. Jones.
Okay, several things. I'm Sam Jones. My wife and I live at 538 Monroe. Thank you for your earlier approval of the garage. We're making no changes to that. As we looked at the survey that was submitted to you, it had shown a 6-foot fence only on the back side.
Right.
And did not show anything on the alleys. There is no existing fence in the backyard on our property. And so as we looked at that, we realized that what it should have shown is starting from the back of the house, so not on the side, that it should have shown the 6-foot fence going back and then coming across to meet our garage. And the drawings that you got showed that. There's no plywood associated with this.
I'm sorry, wood.
Okay, well, we were told the original approval was for vinyl. Since we had to make a change, your guidelines now say it has to be wood. So it's a 1x6 wood vertical structure with a 1x4 cap across the top.
Well, yeah.
So that's what's
The idea
proposed.
of replacing it, and, throughout that, you tend to think that it's going to be at the same, pretty much the same spot. This is entirely.
This
new
is entirely
piece of land.
new. The replacement is that the vinyl,
And you're saying it's 6 feet on the side.
6 feet on the side, but only starting from the back of the house and going back. We understand that on the side of the house, it has to be 4, and there's already fence there.
Sides are limited to 4 feet, right?
No,
Yes, sir.
From the house toward the street, but from the back of the house to the backyard,
Side and back, okay.
If we may, just so it's really clear again, sorry, Sam.
Yes, sorry
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that's-
This is not an existing fence at all.
all new.
It's all new.
fence, yeah.
Yes. His certificate of appropriateness was getting ready to expire.
Yeah.
We told him that now in the guidelines, vinyl fencing is no longer allowed, so he came back to us with wood fencing. This is an all-new fence.
Okay.
So we just went with a modification.
Not a, yeah, but, and it was.
And
to
this
be-
is
It
the-
was to be vinyl, and now it's gonna be wood.
That's correct. And where he is putting the 6 foot, it is allowed. It's in the rear side.
Yeah.
Okay?
I kind of suspected much,
you.
but I
Sorry about
needed to ask that, okay.
Any other questions?
Any other questions?
No.
Are you also asking for the extension?
Can you speak into your mic, please?
You're also asking
Yes,
for an
we're also-
extension?
Yeah, our preferred builder has been tied up on a major project, so we're asking for the 6-month extension that's allowable. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sure.
I'd like to make a motion that we extend the extension that he needs and authorize the fence.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Pass. Let's see. Renovations, additions, oh no, I missed. Renovation minor. 551 Tazewell Avenue. Brian and Katrina Stafford.
Good evening. So this is an application for 551 Tazewell Avenue. The application was filed by the contractor who will be doing the work, Donald Appenzeller, with owners Brian and Katrina Stafford. This is to replace the existing shingle roof with a shingle roof, which would be approved administratively anyway, but they also would like to repair the chimney. They would like to replace the flashing and repair the stucco on the chimney. And as you can see, they provided pictures. And also a letter was provided after the agenda went out, and I have printed it out and provided that for you. And I do believe the homeowner is here for any questions that you may have.
Could you come forward, sir?
Evening, Brian Stafford.
Good evening, sir. Could you explain to us what Mr. Appenzello is going to do to the chimney to repair it?
Oh, he's going to re-stucco it. It's stucco right now, so we're just going to throw some more stucco up on there. It's going to be exactly the same color and everything. The flashing also needs to be replaced around it. It's going to be replaced with the same color. There's not going to be any changes to the way the place actually looks. It's just structural modifications to make sure no rain gets in there.
That's all I wanted to know, and make sure the materials were the same.
Yeah, all the materials are going to be exactly the same. All the coloring is going to be exactly the same. There's no changes to the way the house is actually going to look.
Okay. Any other? No? Michael?
I didn't know, but I thought it was a very fine application.
All right, thank you.
Fine with that. Thank you, sir. Tricia?
I make a motion that we approve the request.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, approved. Renovations, additions, and new construction. Number 1, 500 Monroe Avenue. John and Rachel McLaughlin, are they here? Okay. Construct a 330-foot square foot rear addition, repair one chimney, and remove one chimney, and construct a 550 square foot accessory building.
Okay, good evening again. As
Good
you
evening,
stated,
Tracy.
this
How are
is
ya?
for 500 Monroe Avenue, John and Rachel McLaughlin. And as stated on the application, I do have a correction. It does say pre-application certificate of appropriateness, but after speaking with the applicant has turned in some additional paperwork that we actually needed in our office, so you can review both parts of the application. So they are repairing the front chimney, and they would like to remove the rear chimney and the rear addition, and then new accessory structure. So we'll go step by step with this one. So the front chimney, I tried to put the photos on there that the applicant provided, where they put existing front and existing side. And I do believe in your packet you have the photos of the chimneys that were provided. So for the front chimney, they will be replacing the bricks with brick veneer and mortar to match the appearance. And then, of course, for the rear chimney, they are just going to remove that. For the rear addition, this will be, as you see, it's like a sunroom on the back porch. But now they are turning that into living space, and it will be a 2-story with like a little deck up top.
So this picture here is correct.
On page 3, where it says proposed rear modification addition. It says existing rear 10/3/2023. That's what it looks like now. And then the proposed is what it will look like. And then that is exactly what was in their application for what they would like to do, and the metal roof. Now the roof, as you're reading along in the application, it's the same as existing. What they mean by that is same as existing on the porch roof. that is on the house, not the house itself. Okay? And then the next part is the new accessory structure, and that is brand new. And as we go down to materials, I have to take off something. The first survey that we received did state a driveway. That is no longer on there. The applicants did not. They will not have a driveway. That's on page 2 of 5.
Okay.
Okay? This is all still in the staff report. And I know Kathy and Herb, you all have paper copies, so.
Yeah. The only question that I have, does it meet all the setback requirements?
That is zoning. So,
Yes, it does.
yes, but yes, it does.
That's all it's required, is yes or no.
I know. So if you have any questions, the applicants are here. And what I would like for our purposes, if you could take each part separately, if you don't mind. So we don't get, take each part and finish it.
So shall we start with the chimneys?
Okay, and if you'll talk into your mics, please, so we can hear you.
We'll start with the chimneys. Michael?
I'm gonna see what they're gonna say about it, maybe it'll answer the question.
Okay.
Good evening. I'm John McLaughlin. This is my wife, Rochelle.
Rochelle. Hi. Thank
Good
you.
evening, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Don't look grim. We're not drawing blood. Could you tell us something about the chimney? It's for your furnaces, I read. When I
Well-
went,
Okay, well, there's two chimneys. There's currently two chimneys on the house. The one on the front of the house is for our chimney, and, at the fireplace with the chimney. And looking at the pictures clearly show, it's kind of in a state of disrepair. So we'd like to fix that, and we'd like to fix it with a brick veneer instead of what it looks like now. Driving around town, 95% of the chimneys are brick.
correct.
And so that's what I'd like to make it look like, and we kind of have like a sample brick veneer that we would use just to make it look presentable, because as it looks now, I think it looks terrible. And so the front one, we would like to refurbish that, repair that. The one in the rear, it was for a furnace that no longer exists, and our plan is to put in a modern HVAC system. So we have no functional use for that rear chimney. So if it's possible, we would like to remove that one.
And what condition is that one?
That's the same state of disrepair. I mean, the pictures, you can see it's all cracked and all that, and so that's why we would like to remove that one. It's not functional, and it's towards the rear of the house.
How are you filling the void that was there? If you remove the chimney, what are you doing to fill that void?
The void, where, in the house?
Where the chimney comes
Where
up
the
to the
chimney
roof.
comes up?
We would just
Reshingle.
reshingle over that aspect of it.
Frame in?
Yeah, frame it out and shingle.
You're not going to take the chimney all the way down to the furnace level.
No. We'll just take it off the
So what
top.
you're doing is removing the chimney from the roof up above.
Yes.
Go ahead, Michael.
Yeah, I mean, functionality isn't a criterion for removing the upper part of the chimney, the part that's on the outside of the house. So I think that's, I saw that you're going to remove the furnace and put air conditioning in and all that, but nowhere did I said, how old is it? It's not very old, is it?
The chimney or the furnace?
The chimney.
How old is
The
your
chimney's
house?
probably 100 years old, although to me it looks like it was probably redone in the 70s, because it's like
Yeah, it
a,
looks pretty good shape as far as appearance goes, so.
it's all cracked. It's all cracked
Cracked and everything.
to as all can be.
I
It's
mean, is it in danger of
falling down.
thing and?
I don't think so, but it looks terrible.
The inspector, well, the inspector for the house did say it definitely needs to be addressed when we had the house
When we bought the
inspected.
house.
Yes, so.
Okay, let me just read you from our guidelines.
Right,
The town spent an awful lot of money to have these rewritten,
okay.
and I'm going to read you the guideline, which we're,
Speak into the microphone.
which we're charged to go by.
Right.
Guidelines.
Okay.
The word is guidelines too. It's not a law.
Right,
On page 5.3, it says masonry and exterior walls, foundation, and chimneys. Under guidelines for masonry, D says, do not remove historic masonry to facilitate the installation of modern materials.
okay, we're not going to be installing modern materials.
Is this what you call it, modern materials? Another brick?
New roof area would be modern. And the new HVAC.
Well, right, we have no furnace right now, so we have to replace it, and we're not putting in a furnace.
Would leaving the chimney there affect the workability of your new HVAC?
No, no, and if we have to leave it there, we're okay with doing that. We would like to do a brick veneer, the same as what we need to do to repair the front one. We would prefer to remove it rather than rebuild it, but if that's what the guidelines call for, we're okay to do that.
It is a 1917 Queen Anne contributing structure.
Right, but also I think I read something in the
Historic as we can get, yeah, okay.
in the guidelines about it being on the posterior side of the house, that, you know,
But it's on the corner.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You
A
can-
corner
it's-
house?
right. It
Your
is,
house is visible from both sides.
from everywhere,
Because you have a corner lot.
right.
And I was there today with a set of binoculars, and both of the chimneys are in the same shape,
Yeah,
because they were probably built at the same time.
right,
And it's stucco,
yeah,
and that's taken, I'm sure the weather's taken a toll on it, but
Right.
structurally, they look very sound.
There's cracks all throughout the stucco.
That's stucco. It just cracks
we
from
were-
heat and expansion.
We were told that they parched or something the brick. We were told that they
Parch
probably
stucco, the
did.
same
over
thing.
the brick.
Right.
So you would prefer to keep the stucco?
It is part of the character of the house.
I mean, it looks like to me that this was probably redone at some point in the 70s when that stucco was kind of big, but looking at all the other houses in the town, there's only like maybe a handful that are stucco. The rest of them, because I drove around looking at all the chimneys, the rest of them look like regular brick chimneys. So I'm kind of sure that at some point this was redone.
I'm sure it is, because if you look at the rest of the chimneys in town, the top course of brick, or maybe the top two courses step out, and they make a flute-like, because the bricklayers were artisans at the time. And in the 70s, they probably
Right, in
didn't
the
have that
70s.
ability. And so they stuccoed square.
Right.
And maybe they took the top course off, I don't know, but both of them are identical.
Right, and I don't have pictures of, an old picture of the house, but I'm assuming that when this house was built, it was not stucco, just from what I see around town,
Right.
and 95% of the chimneys in town. And I personally do not like the stucco look. I think it looks ugly and not historic, and I would prefer to replace it with brick, which is, in my opinion, probably how the house was original.
I would agree with you that the brick is probably the more natural material than the stucco at that period.
So that's like I said, so that's, to repair that, we would like to replace it with the front one with the brick stucco, the brick veneer.
It's stucco.
I guess we're just talking about whether or not the chimney should remain first.
What, right.
Yes, Tracy.
Okay.
Since you seem to be stuck on this, I do believe the applicant suggested a few minutes ago that if you were not to remove this, correct me if I'm wrong, that if you said that it could not be removed, he would like to repair this with the same brick veneer as the front. If that would be an option, maybe you all could discuss that. Is that what you said?
Yes, we would prefer to remove it, but
That way we don't get stuck on that. If you know that you're not going to let him remove it, let's come up with another option.
Okay, well, why don't we do this?
Does that sound okay with you?
yes, yes.
I personally will go along, if you veneer both chimneys,
Right,
I would feel happy.
okay.
And I think it would be more in line with the period of your house
Okay,
rather than the stucco and rather than remove it. So, I mean, I'm going to make a motion that we allow you to veneer both chimneys
okay.
and go with the style that you have, the sample you have, which is pretty close to what you have on your house.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
But to keep both chimneys.
Yes, when we're perfectly fine. We thought that
Right,
might be a sticking point.
okay.
So,
I made a
do we
motion.
want to do this in parts or? Yes, okay, so should we vote on the chimney decision?
I'd second that motion.
All in
All
favor?
in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay.
The chimney, you straight on the chimney, or Tracy will,
We're good on the chimney.
okay.
Rear addition.
Next we have the addition to the rear sunroom. Same application that we're dealing with. And you can see
Where's the plans?
So you would have to demo the one that's there?
Not completely demo it. We can use the foundation on the two sides, but expand it. Now on the one side of the sunroom, if you look at the picture of the sunroom, one side is 6 feet deep and the other side is 9 feet deep. And when we go in there, it's more of like a closet than a sunroom. So our thought with this project is that we would like to have, an actual sunroom that we could have a TV in there. And we also, us getting a little older now and me potentially retiring from the Navy here shortly, one level living might not be, it may come at some point, so we wanted to add a bathroom in there as well. But basically, we were looking to make it 15 feet deep, by essentially the same width. And we hired an architect from town, Peacock Architect, which what's her name? I'm sure Claudine. And she came up with plans that, we worked with her because we wanted to keep with the style of the house, obviously, and everything. So it would be a brick foundation with a hardy plank siding. And as we were discussing on how we would do this, I said, well, it's right on the park. Is it possible that we see the other houses? Could we have a deck on top of it overlooking? That would be nice to overlook the park. And so she came up with the plans for us and, matching the columns and the materials. And I think in the plans, it looks really good. It looks like it would be original to the house. I know this was, what's there now currently was probably added on after the fact, 50 years later or whatever. But what we have come up with is a plan that we think would essentially look like the house as it was built originally.
And the door to the other side.
The door would be,
Oh, yeah, from this side to this over on that side, yes.
well, is it complete? Yeah.
Yeah, that's your current drawing. And then our door would go on this side
Oh,
instead of over here.
yes, changes the door. But we'd have all the windows to give it that classic.
And
I
the
don't-
windows, I noticed you have 2/2 on the sunroom, but you have 1/1 on the upper.
Oh, that's
part of the house.
She has that,
Is that
that's
a
because that's the
mistake?
current- No, that's the current window that's in there.
Okay.
That's currently already there.
Which one?
The upstairs one?
There's a
One over one?
That's currently there. That's
But
what's
you
there
want to
right
put
now.
different ones on the sunroom?
But that matches the rest of the house.
The rest of the house, well,
No, the rest
The
of the
second,
house.
because the second floor has newer windows on it, and the bottom floor has the original windows.
And the bottoms are all two over two.
Yes, yes.
you know, yeah,
So, it's mismatched, but.
yeah, it's mismatched as it is now.
So we try to stay within the best we can.
Questions on the addition?
Yes, so it's a second-story patio, and you're changing a window to a door.
Yes, the one door on the, as you're looking at the back of the house on the left side we'd replace that with a door coming out there. The same position, just a door as in the architectural drawing there.
And the door is a glass floor pane.
Correct. That we have a sample of that one. Oh,
It's in the, that's this.
And, go ahead.
No, I just had a question about, I'm new to the board, so there's some things in here that I read about a second story on an addition. And should that be considered, even though it's just a patio? I mean,
It's a porch.
a porch with an overhang?
Yes.
Right.
Yes. And
what-
a metal roof.
Specific.
Well, I guess the question is, it is changing the design of the house. It's putting a patio overhang in the back, and I'm just wanted to make sure that was
It's also on the back of the house.
It's on the back of the house,
visible.
Or it could be the
Visible.
corner.
Yeah,
and it's a metallic roof that we're putting to match the front porch.
Maybe
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
clarify this. So yes, on the addition in the back, it's actually adding a second-story porch to it. That does allow it. One of the things you need to make sure for any additions to historic property is the addition needs to be slightly differential so that no one mistakes it that this was original to the house. So it does need to have some defining characteristics that people will know this was added in 2020 or 2023, not 1918, et cetera. So I just wanted to make you aware of that.
Okay.
It is of concern for you. Typically, these would not, the additions, if they're in the rear of the property, would not necessarily require your review, but because this does have the side view from the side street, that is under your purview. Okay?
And it's clearly different because it'll have hardboard siding as opposed to the house that's.
Hardy plank, yes, ma'am, as opposed to the vinyl that's on the current sunroom. So we think we're significantly upgrading the look and the character of the house with this plan.
Any more questions? No. Okay. Make a motion on this part?
Okay, I'll make a motion that we go ahead with this part of the project.
We approve the new addition on the back with the second story.
Right, with the deck, patio, interpretation, handrail, substantial, meets code, hardy plank siding, changing the window to a door, all the above.
I'll second it.
Everyone in favor? Yeah?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next.
Next is the
Accessory structure. Accessory structure. Yeah. The new
right,
accessory.
550-foot square, and that's also on here. Accessory structure, that is a garage, correct?
Yes,
Correct.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
With a second floor.
Yes.
With an ADU.
Is it what, Katie?
And a garage with an ADU, accessory dwelling unit on the second story of the garage.
Which means habitable.
Yes, present.
This means what?
You can live there.
Do you intend to rent that?
No, we plan on using it ourselves.
You can't, well, long-term maybe.
Right, where?
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have asked that, it's zoning.
Yeah.
It is.
You should always ask the question,
I said-
just tell you it may not be under your authority to say yea or nay to it, that's all.
Okay, but I can ask the question. Okay, thank you very much.
And I see that there is also a deck porch off of the second floor there.
Yes, again, we were hoping that with the location, and we thought it would be a really nice view overlooking the park to have our coffee there in the
It
morning.
faces the park.
It faces
correct.
the park, yes.
Okay, good.
And there'll be nothing underneath that.
No.
This is going to be hardy planked also?
Yes, hardy plank too, and one change that we've considered here that is not in the packet, speaking with the builder we have a picture of one that's on Randolph Street. The garage actually faces the side street. I don't know what it is. It's closer to the beach. But we were, on our drawings, we have a double garage door, and we'd like to go with probably a single wide garage door instead of the two garage doors. It would have the same exact look. I mean,
Like the same size.
it would look at that. We would go with the 16-foot garage door. In our plans, we have two single doors. So it's same look and character of the house. We think, though, we would, after considering it and what our builder brought up, we'd like to go with the single 16-foot garage door versus the two doors there.
I did that once, and I wouldn't do it again.
What's that?
The single?
Just saying.
Oh, why?
It's an awkward.
This is not in my purview,
Right.
I'm sure.
Oh, okay.
However, a door that wide
Yeah.
tends to, it ghosts more. It does this. That's one of the fallacies of a large door.
It
It
shakes.
ghosts. Instead of ghost doing this way, it ghosts going up.
Okay.
Because of the weight. Even, I don't care how big a motor you get.
Well, how big's our garage doors in home?
That's personal preference.
That was
Yeah,
just
that's right.
FYI.
All right.
I can
We
do
have-
FYI, right? Okay.
We
I
have
mean-
pretty big, I think they're 12 foot at my house in Virginia Beach, and we don't have issue with.
How do you, the second story balcony,
Yes, ma'am.
how do you get to it? From the inside?
From the
You're not gonna have
inside only,
steps?
from the inside only. That's right through the living area, and there's a kitchen in the plans, and there's a door right next to the fridge, I
And-
believe.
I'm trying to figure out from the drawing, and you probably can tell me easier than I can tell, how close are you to the sidewalk?
How close are we to the side,
Oh,
what?
that's zoning.
That's,
That's zoning. Zoning.
Katie?
About to tell you, from the end of the corner of the garage itself, it's 11 feet. From the edge of the balcony, you're running about 4 feet to the property, not even to the sidewalk, to the property line.
And that meets zoning.
That meets zoning, yes.
Okay. I mean, we've seen a few of these. Obviously, we have a picture of one in the town, and we essentially want to replicate it. In fact, the guy that we're hoping is going to build it for us is the guy that built the one here, and we're essentially shooting for the same look, and I don't know what their inside looks like, and with the addition of the deck, we think that to be able to come out and have our coffee and overlook the park would be pretty nice.
It's an excellent idea. Absolutely, excellent.
You got one next door.
I have one right next door, and it works great.
Hey,
Well, I can't say that, but it is a great
No,
idea.
it is very nice design.
Right.
I have no problem with single versus double doors. Anyone have any other?
I just have a question. I know you eliminated the driveway,
Yes,
the
ma'am.
concrete driveway.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's it's set back the same way? I mean, you just.
Yeah, the driveway, I actually just overlooked it when the site plan came in. We never had planned for any kind of driveway. If anything, we thought maybe putting some pebbles or rocks down or nothing. I don't, either way, it doesn't make it much of a, I put rocks down on my one.
Concrete becomes an issue with solid surface versus.
Right. We have no plans for concrete. We put rocks on our other place, which is,
So you still have access.
yeah, it's basically
Yes.
grass now, anyway.
Right.
Right. No, it was an oversight. I didn't even notice that he'd put driveway there, and we never planned for anything.
Okay, I make a motion that we authorize the building of the two-story structure in the rear of the property.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is that with any modification to the design?
With the single door versus the double door. Yes.
With the single door versus the double door. Which is a modification to the drawing which is accepted by the Historic Review Board.
Okay.
All in favor?
Who seconded that?
Who seconded it?
I did.
Oh, good.
Okay, cool.
So that has been approved. Is that it?
I
think so.
believe so.
After a lot of money
Thank
comes
you.
out of my
See, that was painless, wasn't it?
Yes, thank you
I
so
like to
much.
sit on the deck to watch the concerts.
right.
Yes,
We
that's
can-
what we
We
planned.
can listen to the concerts from your deck.
Yes,
So,
that's what we plan to,
I've-
so we
I've-
plan to
I've
enjoy
done-
it.
I've done that chipping lead paint.
yeah, well, we'll be there.
Okay, you're more than welcome to come. Thank you.
Thank you.
So this is number 2. New.
Hi, this is Bob.
Hi, Bob. This is Tracy in the Historic District Review Board. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's a little bit soft, but I'm going to turn the TV off right now. So, okay.
Okay, we're getting ready to start on your review, okay?
Good, wonderful.
Okay. Renovations, additions, and new construction, number 2, lots 169D and 172D Plum Street. And the plan is to build a new 2,026 square foot, 2-story, single-family home with a 168 square foot front porch, a 169 square foot rear patio, which we don't have to approve, and a 16 square foot rear outdoor shower, all new construction.
And also, there's a 120 square foot accessory building.
Okay.
Okay, so this is new construction. As you can see, Kathy went through everything. Also included in this one, which was included, is this lot is currently vacant, and the lot was granted a variance by the Cape Charles Board of Zoning Appeals on March 3rd, 2020, by different homeowners, but the new homeowners had committed to using the house plans that were presented at that meeting. Okay, so on page 2 of this packet, you'll see the materials list, which are listed. You'll see the proposed front elevation of the house and the proposed accessory structure.
They only have the front elevation.
Yes, but in the packet, you'll have the whole thing. In the staff report, I just put, the front, but you have the whole packet within the agenda packet. You have everything, including the site plan. You have everything the applicant provided. He also provided a whole list with a whole list of the materials.
Oh, let's see.
You have the Historic District Overlay Design Guidelines.
Okay.
Okay, the homeowner is on the phone, but the applicant's representative is here. Mr. Dowdy is here if you have any questions on this property. Okay? I'm going to call him up and he can answer any questions.
Okay. Questions?
The only question I have is one. You know that? What's the question?
The windows,
The windows.
Exactly.
same windows.
The sill.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir.
And the siding meets the guidelines.
Siding is,
Vinyl.
Yep, 4046.
One quick question, about the rear outdoor shower, 16 square feet, is that the 4 foot by 4 foot landing off the rear door?
No, it's actually, look at your rear elevation.
Oh, here.
Should be just to the right of the stairs as you come down. Excuse me, just to the left of the stairs as you come
Do we
down.
have shower materials?
It's pressure treated, yes. It's on. Let me double check for you. Yep, that's the location of the outside shower. It's on the site plan, so if you're facing the rear of the house, it'd be on the rear of the house, but right side.
White.
The location of the outside shower is on the rear of the house, so not visible from the street, and it's on the right-hand side. It's on the site plan.
Michael was asking, so he was answering.
Material for the outside shower is all pressure treated. All wood.
Okay. Anyone else? Any further questions? And the shed is pre-constructed?
Customers buying a pre-constructed shed.
Okay.
I don't have any problem. He satisfies my problem.
I'll make a motion that we approve the request.
Second.
I second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Pass.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If I may, Bill, just before you leave under zoning, we do need to have some slight alteration of the placement of the shed.
Yep, Tracy called me.
You got that already.
We need to be 5 feet from that right side 8-foot alley. So we're currently, we need to go about 6 more feet. Yep. Thank you. We'll get it done.
So, Robert, pass.
Yeah,
Okay.
I heard that.
Thank you.
Sue and I are thrilled.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very,
Good luck with your project.
thanks a bunch.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Last but not least, 327 Madison Avenue, Jose and Diana Gonzalez. A one-story, 955 square foot, single-family dwelling.
Resident.
Single-family residence dwelling. with a 200 square foot front porch. There were questions on the
Oh,
square footage.
okay, yes. So we have, we have notified the applicant, and she is modifying her site plan and her square footage for her home. She is aware of that. So, but you all can still review the all exterior of the home.
What, because we found 3 different things. What was it?
Yes.
Thank you. So yes, in your documentation, we have 2 different sets of plans, not plans, but we had an engineer's plan, we had an architect's plan sitting in there. They did have slightly different measurements. And when I talked with the property owner, there was also some confusion because she was not aware it didn't meet the 960 square foot minimum requirement. And I confirmed with her, it is the building footprint that we are looking at. It is the exterior measurements we're looking at. It has nothing to do with the interior. So she feels that was a miscommunication between herself and the various professionals she had hired. They're going to get that corrected for us. It's 5 square feet that we are looking to address here. She actually thinks it's going to come slightly higher than that to make that adjustment, but yes, they are going to meet the minimum requirements of the 960 under zoning. Okay?
But nothing else will change.
No, correct. That's what I was going to say is as you see, they are also having still the 200 square foot front porch, the 300 square foot rear patio, a rear outdoor shower, and a 180 square foot accessory building, which will be used as a shed. There's a location map. As you see, this is a vacant lot. You'll see the materials are listed. As with the last one, the proposed front and side elevation, because that's the picture that was provided, the historic district guidelines, and again, with this one, the applicant did provide a list of the materials with this one also, with pictures, so. And the applicant is here if you would like to speak with her on anything, any materials of the home.
Come on down. Good evening. How are you tonight?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. Is this the design?
Yes, except the windows are not correct. You'll notice that there's a note, they're going to be 6/6. Our builder couldn't make his computer draw the elevation correctly, but the 2 front windows are 6/6, as is every window in the house.
Oh, instead of 4/4.
Right, that's just a glitch. There should be a note on your plan saying those are 6/6.
Okay.
My only question was the size. Michael?
I have no questions.
Yeah, we asked for a footprint of 25 by 40 for the house itself, which is 1,000 square feet. And somehow, when he drew it up, it came in low. We don't know why, but we'll go back and fix it.
Sure. I think it's practical. It really is.
It looks very Cape Charles to us.
Pardon
I
me?
have 2 right across the street from me.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, but the design of the house is very functional.
Thank you, I drew it.
Oh, you did?
I did. This is me in graph paper. I just wanted a minimal 3-bedroom, 2-bath house so that when we're gone, a family can be in it.
Right, it is functional. They're, FYI, they're building this same style house over by Tower Hill.
Those little bitty white ones, those are only 2-bedroom.
I know, but it's the same porch and it's really great design.
I wanted a big front porch.
Yeah.
That was required.
Front porches is Cape Charles.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, that's Cape Charles in a nutshell, is front porch.
That was the deal
I
maker
love
for
mine.
me. Any other questions or concerns?
Any other questions?
None for me.
Very appropriate.
Okay.
I move to approve the plans.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approved.
Thank you.
With the modification of size.
Overall dimension.
Okay. Commercial district, none, other, none. Other business?
Katie Nunez.
Okay, we do have just a few minor exemptions that have been approved by the zoning administrator since our last report to you, 133 Mason, as well as 222 Monroe for the listed reasons and under the appropriate citation. We have not been able to do any of our compliance checks this past month. We got a little backlogged in the office, but hopefully we'll recommence those. I did want to give you updates on two items. One is on 1 Fig Street. As of yesterday, we have a new contractor that has been selected by the applicant, by the property owner. And we have accepted some documentation to that effect, and we are awaiting for them to come in and make payment. But the whole application was submitted yesterday for a re-roofing permit, not re-roofing, a roofing permit, so we get this a roof back on the property, windows installed, doors, the whole works to get this buttoned up. I will tell you there is, I have not heard if they are moving forward with the interior renovation plan as presented previously. I think that is still a conversation they're having with their new contractor and going over price considerations. But at least I know that this building will be back, at least restored exteriorly to how we knew it. Okay? I did want to make you aware, one other.
The new addition part on that corner.
I do not have an answer on that portion at this point in time. That would be part of whether
That won't be there for the new roof.
That's correct. So this is really just getting the roof back on the building and getting it buttoned up so that structurally we are getting this stabilized again. Okay?
Dried.
Yes, dried. I did want to make you aware, as I last reported to you a few months ago, we have a what we call our pending demolition by neglect list of cases that we would be advancing forward. As you know, the corner ones over there on Randolph and Plum Street really have made significant progress. They were at the top of our list. One, of course, is fully done and is now finished. The second one is in midstream, as you know. There's an addition that's going on to it. The rest of the exterior work is being done at the same time. So we're pleased to see the progress on that very corner property, the yellow house, to have that one move forward. So we started to move forward on the next in the list, which was 637 Mason Avenue. Many people may know that as Roxanne Ward's house. I guess she used to work over at Rayfield's Pharmacy for many, many years. So she has since passed. It's moved on to heirs and her family. After a series of calls, that property has now been sold to Kerry Shackelford, and he is undertaken and is committed for that renovation project to happen. He felt it was not in a condition that he would be seeking a demolition of that property, but a renovation of the property. So we have signed off on him going ahead and clearing out the interior of the house because it is filled with stuff. So that he is removing all the stuff so that a true analysis can be done of the structure itself and then work out the renovation plan to put in an application to this board. So we wanted to give you the update on that as well. And that's all I have for you tonight.
Can I talk to you?
You sure can.
Okay, I'd like to ask you how the house is doing next door to me. Am I number 4 on the list of 6?
We actually just had a meeting this morning, looking at our list. We don't think that one is a true demolition by neglect. We feel there is tender, loving care much needed on that property. And so we are going to be communicating with the property owner and seeing what his plans are for the property and identify what we think should be some of the items that should start to be addressed to prevent us a year or two from now looking at this as a true demolition by neglect.
Okay.
So that is a conversation I just had today with staff, and so that correspondence will be going out here within the week.
Okay. Now, I'd like to give you a very good compliment. that
Okay.
we had a problem with 114 Fig Street, and your staff handled it beyond expectations. That between Bob and Tracy, and probably you were involved, it was just
A wee bit.
done. It was unbelievable. So congratulations on a great job, well done.
I appreciate the acknowledgement, and our enforcement arm has, as you all know, has been ramping up over the last 2 years. It's taken us some time to figure out our process and procedures, and I'm glad to hear it's working as intended. Yes,
Oh, it worked fine, and it shows the system really works.
yes, thank you.
I had a question about the door from last meeting.
Yes, yes.
Anything ever happened?
They did submit a revised drawing to the office. I had some comments back on that drawing. I didn't feel it quite met the intent of your vote. We passed that back along to the applicant. So far, we had not had a response back from him. I did send my team out to follow up on that. So at this point, if I don't get the revision that I've requested, then this will be back for you in a different matter next month. Okay? So I am hopeful we will get the corrections requested, and then the work gets fixed in accordance with the drawing once I approve it. But so far, I can't tell you that that's happened yet.
And if the revision still does not meet,
Then we will have to take different action by this board. Because again, if you recall, that was a work that occurred without a permit. They did not seek approval by this board and was not in compliance with the guidelines of the board, so we're trying to bring the design without having to remove the door that he did install. We're trying to see if we can have some modifications to what got installed to bring it into conformance. So that's what we are trying to achieve, but I can't guarantee that that will be the case. But I will give you another update. It'll either be on your agenda for your further action, or I'll be reporting it's been fixed. Okay?
Thank you, Katie.
Thank you.
There's one more item. As you know, the holidays are coming upon us. So our next meeting is on Thanksgiving week. So our next November meeting is on 11/21. I'm just I would like you to check your calendar for attendance because I need to know. Okay? I'd rather know ahead of time than later, please.
Thanksgiving week, right?
Yes. Okay?
I mean, I'm not going anywhere.
Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Motion to adjourn from anybody?
I make a motion, we adjourn.